It's been more than 500 days of captivity for the Chibok schoolgirls, and the Borno State government says that so far 17 parents have died in the fallout to the abduction. President Muhammadu Buhari on Saturday raised the hopes of parents of the 219 abducted girls when he said there are still efforts to rescue and reunite the girls with their families. Governor Kashim Shettima hosted 90 of the parents of the missing girls at Government House, Maiduguri, to convey the president's message. The parents say nothing would give them much joy as the return of their daughters. According to the chairman of the group, the truth is that parents are not doing well. We have buried 17 persons so far. Some have died of blood pressure, some were killed by ulcer because they do not eat. Our wives are not holding up well. They need to receive trauma counseling. It has not been easy for us. Let's head into the communities now. Sequel to a previous report that we carried on the activities of land grabbers in Ikpeto, Ogun State, which led to the displacement of some villagers, the Bale of the community and a few others mentioned have come out to set the record straight, as well as distance themselves from the claims that they were part of those promoting violence in the village. Our correspondent, Chris Lems, tells us more.
Now you're talking.
This is Ikpeto, a community under the siege of land grabbers. Since they first invaded the community in December 2014, they have consistently made life unbearable for the villagers. The attendant event has thrown up a factionalized community where people live in constant fears. Mudslinging is the order of the day, coupled with unending tales of woes.
I don't want to suffer in jail. Please, they should help me. They killed my daughter and broke my husband's hand. And I did not know anything. I'm innocent. Why do they have to do that to me? Eh? The only data that I have, that time I just gave birth. I knocked my tummy on the floor. That time I started bleeding.
I was like three months pregnant during that time. So when I was running, everybody that pushing us, so I now fall down. So when I fall down, so immediately I stand up again, running. So that, is it not around on the floor? I started bleeding 2 weeks ago. Then came in again to the Bale house to come and start shooting, bring cutlass, axe, so driving everybody. So we want government to help us and assist us in this Ikpeto land.
The Bale, who says he has run away from home due to threat to his life, shares his experience.
On the 10th, when I came back from that Abuja, when I reached my house, I considered all my places. The land grabber has come. They started to shoot guns from my house. The people that come and greet me, they just take the gun, scatter them way away on that day. So since that day, I've not been in my house. Up to this moment that I stand here, but I never been in my house. They have taken us go to Zone 2. They say we kill Oyibo here. The Zone 2 people came here, they search all these our villages. They don't say anything. Eh? They prepare to carry another corpse to those our village now. Eh? To make a government help us. All this land grabber, we don't know the place where they came from.
Efforts by the police to restore peace to the community may have yielded some result, but this might not have been without the involvement of retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, Abdurrahman Akao, who, in a statement, debunked any claim of involvement in the case for personal gains. According to him, as released by his solicitor, his involvement was to ensure that the truth of the incident was unraveled and lasting peace restored. Another person mentioned in the earlier report is Savio Kazim Teriba. He also shares his experience.
Got to know that it was some factional family from Ikpeto whom I don't have any contact with, either the other side or themselves. I don't have anything to do with Ikpetoro. But I have a neighbor, I have a site by the side, which is Igbojia. So there's no dispute, there's no boundary dispute between them, and I don't have any issues with them. I've complained to the police to investigate that area, but I just come here to clear my name.
Uneasy calm seems to have enveloped the community, as according to them, the invaders planned on returning. This is a threat that must not be taken lightly. The police should thoroughly investigate this matter to unravel those behind this act that has not spared neither the old nor young. Chris Elems, Channels Television News.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
As global efforts at making Ebola vaccine and better treatment available are being intensified, Nigeria's experience in the containment of the virus is critical in the development of these measures. This much was made known by the United States Deputy Assistant Secretary on Global Affairs, Mr. Mitch Wolf, at a meeting with the management and staff of First Consultant Medical Center in Obalende, Lagos. Our correspondent, Yomi Otaigbe, reports.
The arrival of a delegation from the Office of the Secretary of the United States to First Consultant Medical Center, Lagos. The Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Dr. Benjamin Ohieri, leads the team who are here on a goodwill visit on a tour of the hospital that has been commended for the pivotal role it played in the containment of last year's Ebola episode in Nigeria. The delegates from the United States, led by the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Global Affairs, Mr. Mitch Wolf, also got to see some of the doctors, nurses, and family members affected by Ebola.
Strong kids, because in 1 year, she's graduated. Where's my daughter? She's not here. She's not here. Okay? It's very hard for them, but we understand.
While acknowledging the positive roles played by the federal government, Lagos and other state governments, as well as international partners, Dr. Ohieri says there's more to be done.
Our weakest link is not here. Our weakest link is in the north. So the challenge is you have the experience. You have the expertise. We need your help, advice, training, whatever. But we need to collaborate. But first, we must say thank you.
This match seemed not to be lost on the visiting team.
Our desire from the U.S. side to collaborate with Nigeria, to continue collaboration as much as possible. Both technical and kind of political collaboration. And I would say that it's not necessarily just technical assistance. I think it's a two-way street. I think that we have a huge amount to learn from you, from each of your stories, from what happened, from what some of the successes were, and what's challenges that you saw and then overcame.
For some of those in the thick of things then, totally overcoming the challenges they faced with Ebola will take some time.
It was a horrible experience because I was unconscious for 2 days. I didn't know when they brought me there. So it was later I regained consciousness. I looked around. It was Dr. Ada. I asked, "What are we doing here?" She laughed and started explaining everything to me. She told me to read my Bible, do this, do that. Then Justina was battling with herself. So it didn't take time, she died. I think she died in our presence too.
You can imagine, it's not something I can capture in 2 minutes, but seriously, it was something that friends stopped calling me. The ones that used to hang out with me stopped hanging out with me. Meetings that I used to attend, I dare not tell them that my wife had Ebola.
So far, we are recovering. And thank God that Nigerians are getting educated. We thank God for the hospital. They've been immense help for us.
Some of us are still feeling the pain. And unfortunately, the federal government, we didn't feel their assistance. Lagos State government, they supported us, but the federal government, nothing like encouragement, no support.
For First Consultants Medical Center and all those involved in the containment of the 2014 Ebola outbreak in Nigeria, they have done their best. What is left is for everyone to imbibe the lessons learned during this period in order to ensure that Nigeria and indeed the people are better prepared in case of any unforeseen public health challenge. Yomi Otaigwe, reporting for Channels Television News.
Still ahead of the news at 10, Nigeria and Angola slug it out in the final of the 2015 AfroBasket in Tunisia. That's in sports news. Please stay with us.